Today's lesson is on plot, conflict, and resolution. You can remember when we have talked about this in the past, there are different types of conflicts, which are problems within the story. And then we want to always make sure we kind of think about how was that conflict resolved. Is every conflict resolved at this point in the story? Absolutely not. So as you're completing this, I'd like you to try to find a conflict that is somewhat resolved so that we can kind of learn from it. All right, so if you think about it, you have 5 boxes actually. So you're going to do, I'm going to model for you one today, and then you will do one on your own. So we're going to do man versus self. We're going to do that twice. Okay, what's next? Man versus man. Then we have man versus nature. And man versus society. Okay. Very good. So you'll add those to your chart. Again, it doesn't matter to me if you want to print this at home, if you want to draw it, if you want to type it on the computer. Remember, you do have access to Microsoft Word and stuff through your OneDrive account. So make sure that, but make sure you're saving it and uploading it. If you download it and all that, it's kind of crazy. All right, so again, you're going to do man versus self twice, one with me and one on your own. So I want you to think about a time that someone struggled with themselves. And I'm going to go back to chapter 5 when Matt was in the prison and when Celia was there and, he didn't want her there. So we're thinking about the character from two sides of the same character. So we're going to go over here and we're going to put Matt versus Matt. Oops, sorry. Okay, as we go through this, let's think about how was Matt on one side of that. So when he's locked in it, so Matt wanted Celia to come get him and take him home. That's what he wanted. He wanted this because the prison was difficult to deal with and Rosa was terrible to him. Okay? All right, so on the other side of that, though, so Matt wanted to be left alone because he had become so used to being alone that he didn't want to upset Rosa or his, and I'm putting life in quotation because his really wasn't a great life, or his life in the prison with his treasures. Okay. Has this conflict resolved? Yes, this conflict was resolved when Celia found out he was in the room and had El Patron to release him. How is this conflict important to the plot? Okay, so this is where we want to really think about how it's moving the story forward, to the character. How is this so important to that? This conflict is important because it sets Matt up to show us how he handles life with problems. He shuts down even though he is rescued. And it makes us want to continue to read and find out what happens to him. Alright, so thinking about what exactly would be, thinking about what is an issue or theme that the author might be addressing through this. What makes you think that? So I think the theme is that sometimes you need to protect yourself by closing out all of the negatives that come through. So Matt shows us that in order protect yourself, it is important to shut out all of the negatives. He shows us this by protecting his emotions and his Alright, so he shows us this. It is important to shut out all the negatives. He shows us this by, sorry, that's not right, by protecting his emotions and his physical self from any other person. Okay, so again, telling me, what is something I learned about how sometimes we have to shut ourselves off. The conflict is important because it shows us how Matt handles life with his problems. He shuts everyone out, even though he's rescued. This is a conflict that is resolved. So I would like you to try to come up with some that are resolved. So what I'm going to do is we're going to break this up so that it does not have to be done today. Today what you're going to do is just do a man versus self. Tomorrow you will do a man versus man. And then I'm going to actually walk you through man versus nature on Monday of next week. So kind of think about that as you go through and think about, what is a good man versus self? It could be any of the characters and what they're struggling with. Man versus man, two characters who are dealing with an issue with each other. And then, like I said, I'll work with you on nature and society on Monday. Have a great Thursday.